Hello everyone, Frugal Panda here with a walking tour of Garibaldi, Oregon. As you know, this is one of my big solo trip that I usually do by myself, and of course, I went to the Pacific Northwest. There's going to be other trips where I do not go to the Pacific Northwest, or at least not like my main one. So there's some other places in the country I also want to explore, but I love the Pacific Northwest. So let's go to Garibaldi, Oregon. If I'm not pronouncing it right, I apologize, but I'm not from Garibaldi. It sounds like I think I'm speaking it the way it's supposed to be, but I could be wrong. So anyway, Garibaldi is a city in Tillamook County. As you know, Tillamook is where the cheese and a lot of like meats and stuff come from. Really cool area, actually. The population of Garibaldi is 830 people. Oh, as you can see right there, right when I got there, there was a guy with a honey stand. And I had to get some local honey, give back to the community. And for one, and two, he's a real nice guy. He was right there next to where I had my hotel or motel, which was called Bayside Motel. I paid around $60 for that motel room that you saw, and I loved it. I would stay there again. It was super clean, spacious. I literally could back up to my door. It was pretty awesome. So there'll be two videos. This is me just walking around checking out the town, and there's going to be a second one I got to put together. That's me riding my electric XP 3.0. So I pulled it out and rode, but right now we're just walking. It was too beautiful. So I wasn't feeling well, as I've said in the other videos, by the time I hit Oregon. But I realized I have so much footage. So this is the same day I'm walking around here that I was at Rockaway. So I had a video come out of me in Rockaway Beach, which is right down the road, or right down the street, Pacific Coast Highway, walking tour, just walking around. I have another video of me in Rockaway riding my scooter, my electric scooter. Now I have a video of the same day of me walking around in Garibaldi, Oregon, as well as one that will be me riding the electric XP. So if you want to see more of the neighborhoods, me riding around the little neighborhoods, it'll be more so on the bike. I'm just walking around the main strip. So I got done. I wasn't feeling too well, but I was still okay. I took some meds, and I was like, it is too nice out here to go lay in the motel room. So I got up, went out, got some honey, and it's like, let's go for a walk. It was so beautiful out here. Garibaldi sits right on the water. This was founded, and it's been around for a very long time. There was Native American populations in the area, in the Tillamook area at one time. There's up and down this way. You can see right here, I'm going by some old trains and stuff in the area. You could, down the Pacific Coast Highway, there are so many cool little, just really neat little towns here. And, and I guess this is a fishing village. People in the area, what would you call this? I would say a fishing village. That's what I would guess it is. So anyway, it's beautiful here. Next to the Pacific Ocean, super green, of course. They have different festivals here all the time. They have the Jetty Rock Jamboree, Seafood and Spirits Festival that they have. Tree lighting, I'm sure, super cute in this area. And the Garibaldi Crab Races, hosted by the Lions Club. That sounds kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool to see. So we're walking around the water and stuff like that. I like this little area. I like these little towns. I think they're really nice. There's a lot of bird watching for bird watchers here, kayaking and canoeing as well. See, here's right here. This is the water. So from my window, I didn't have exactly a picturesque view because I was on the first floor. It's probably nicer on the second floor. But literally, I could see the water from my window of my motel room for $60-some. That was super clean. Kudos to the folks there. Really liked it. So I'm literally walked right across my parking lot to practically here. So I'm going to walk down to the beach or whatever and just walk around real quick, just checking out. You got to take it in. I don't care if I wasn't feeling well. I am not going to waste my time. I'm going to go do stuff. I'm going to enjoy my time. And the best thing about it is when I do come back, I got an idea of areas I'm very interested in checking out even further. But this was a great day. Look at all the green. Look at all the trees. Of course, it's sitting on the ocean. Man, it's beautiful. Yeah, I really liked my time here. I thought it was really cool. And what I do like about it, especially also, is that even if I'm not hanging out in Garibaldi per se, where I got my motel was super cheap, that it's a perfect spot to go explore other places on the Pacific Coast Highway as well. So as I don't know where I'm going. I'm just walking around everyone. I'm like, look at how blue the sky is, how clear it is. And this is around October 1st, I would say. So I know people say, in Oregon, and I do know it gets cloudy and foggy and all that good stuff, but this is a day, I guess, if I was an Oregonian, that you would take advantage to as well. It'd be like kind of a day that would kind of suck to be at work, unless you were like maybe a fisherman or something like that, and maybe calmer waters. I don't know. I'm not a fisherman like that. But for an average person, like having to work in a store, work inside an office, this is the days I think you don't really want to miss, because I think the weather's going to be changing probably in the next few weeks from here on, that you want to check out. You want to enjoy this time. And the days of being sunny like this are fewer and far between. Okay. So we're just walking around, and I'm just walking past the little businesses and stuff here. Garibaldi has a population, as I said, is pretty low. It's like 830 people. So like I said, it's right off of Pacific Coast Highway 1. Their population actually took a dive for about 20 years or so. It really went down quite a bit. But 2020, the last time they did a census, it looks like it went up by about 50 or 60 people, and it may be higher than that in 2022. And what I would probably guess with that, partly, is that COVID. A lot of people realized COVID, and then the protests and things like that, as people decided it was time for them to get out of the big cities, and people retiring and stuff like that. I looked up housing in this area, and I apologize to people located in Garibaldi if I don't, when I say it's cheap, I'm coming from someone who lives in a large city. So it is pretty cheap for someone coming from a large city. Now, if you live there, this could be a struggle for you. And like I said, I'm just talking from where I live and, stuff like that. So real estate is cheap to someone who lives in a large city. And you got to realize, so I'm in Denver, for example. My three-bedroom house where I live in the Denver area, one of the suburbs, is $600,000. Okay, not 600,000. So, but you go somewhere else, even in Colorado, that same house, that same size with a lot more land might be $150,000 or something, something like that. But Garibaldi is fairly cheap. So if I was coming from a city and I want a slower pace of life, this may be what I'm looking for. It's a lot cheaper for that, but it's right off Pacific Coast Highway. And, you can get to larger cities if you weren't working remote, so like Coos Bay and stuff like that, if you weren't already working remote. But I would guess a lot of these people also, some people work remote as well. So I would guess some people would move here because of that. It's kind of like Bend. I know Bend, the cost of living in Bend also went up a lot for a lot of people, especially people native to the areas. People from Portland and some of the cities in the area moved to Bend. And Bend is also a really nice city, by the way, especially for interior of Oregon. Beautiful city, and right before you enter the mountains or going into the mountains, really cool. So here, like I said, I looked up housing, real estate, and stuff here. I can't tell you the numbers off the top of my head, but I was like, oh my God, the houses are, cheap, and you get some cool little houses. Finding a job may be a different story depending on what, you do for a living. Me, for example, one of my jobs is I actually work remote. And once I got one remote job, I ended up getting another and another and another, and it's in human services. And so I know what I can do, but other people, they might have to travel. And I'm sure there's a lot of people on the Oregon coast that travel to other areas for their jobs. And some of you guys in Oregon, you could chime in and tell me. But I'm sure, because I'm pretty sure when I was leaving, some of the people I was driving behind, they were clearly going to work. And, I drove an hour before I stopped, and they were still going. But, money talks. You do what you got to do. Anyway, I'm walking around here. It's nice. I like it. I think it's a cool little town, fishing village, I guess. Definitely for staying here, I think it's a good base, especially at the motel I was at, to go explore further in this area and save some money and have a nice clean place to stay. But put a little money into the economy. Buy something. I always tell people, buy something. Get something for, being there. I would recommend. So yeah, do something like that. But also you got Rockaway Beach right down there. You got the train you can take, all that good stuff. But this is Garibaldi, Oregon. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe give you some ideas. Go check it out. Go hang out in that area. It's pretty cool. Anyway, this is Frugal Panda. Hey everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and get out there and do some exploring of your own.